Hey guys, welcome to the Cutthroat Journey, and this is episode 2 in the educational series on straight razors, or as they called them in the yesteryear, cutthroats. So, what I have today, I'm going to be doing a touch up on one of my Japanese uh, razors. Here it is, right here. It's a nice Heart Columbia 6/8. If you can see that good. It's a full hollow, and it had a cotillon edge on it before, and I used it yesterday, and it was tugging just a little bit. So I'm going to take this to my Ozuku, and I have an Aiiwatani tomo here that I'm going to use to generate slurry and then get the sharpening this year. So just give me one moment here. I'm going to get this stone wet and then go from there. So I've been straight razor shaving for over a year. It was last May I started, and I was told, hey, don't learn straight razor shaving and honing at the same time, because if you do that, there's just so much to learn and you're gonna get frustrated. Well, my advice to you guys: just go for it. Get yourself a nice set of stones. I mean, start with like a bevel setter, like a 1K. And get some synthetic stones that go up to like a progression. I have 1K for bevel setting, Trocera, and I have a 5K Naniwa. And then I also have a 10K synthetic stone. And then I have a bunch of natural stones. In a different episode, I'll show you my natural stones that I have. But this is my Aiiwatani tomo. And I got this from John's Shave Shop on Etsy. He's a good guy. He's very informative. If you guys have JNats, he has tomos for sale right now, so go check him out. And then this is my Ozuku. I got this from Japan, and this is an LV5, level 5, like this was called. And it's hard. So to get a nice slurry on it, I soak this tomo. I read that somewhere that if you soak it, it makes it softer. So let's get some slurry going here, guys. Yeah, so when you do a touch-up, I usually don't take it back to a lower grit, like say like a 5K or a 10K. This is my Ozuku, so what I'll do is I'll do this tomo here. I'll work this slurry for 5 to 7 minutes. I just kind of just do whatever. I read the stone. If it starts to stick a little bit, that usually tells me, well, it's getting close to the steel's being pretty much matched with the stone, and it's pretty much good to go from that standpoint. At least from my experience, that's what I've pretty much picked up. Just take your time, when you're learning this process. I mean, it does take some time. I would say start with even like full hollows. I love full hollows. I have a thick beard, and they just mow right through the whiskers. So there's this slurry. It's starting to get generated. If you kind of see, I don't know if you guys see too well. I'm gonna have to come up with a different setup here. I ordered a holder off of eBay, so that'll be coming soon. So I'll get some better views for you guys. But just wanted to get this video up here. I'm just in the mood to get on the bench here and get this edge going. I tell you what, these things give you workouts. I'm going, as you see, and it's starting to build a nice slurry. So I think I'm pretty good to go. This stone is dead flat, guys. I lapped it with stick powder. And these tomos, they actually they keep the stone flat too. So here we go. Let's get it going, guys. Very silky feeling here. I'm sorry, I don't think you guys see that much of the slurry or even the razor, but I apologize for that. So it's a thin slurry, and I'll work it, I'll dilute it down, doing X strokes, as you see, to get the entire edge. I bought this razor off of eBay. I have a few Japanese razors, and I tell you what, when you get an edge, you get an edge. And they're nice. I love them. The geometry is good. You don't have to deal with like warp blades where you got to do a bunch of smiling, well, the rolling X strokes. I kind of do an X and I do a roll occasionally. I mean, just to kind of get all the blade. But this has good geometry, so I could probably just go up and down in the stone without doing X strokes and get the entire blade. So I just rinse it off. Don't add water. Go with the stone again. If this doesn't do it, if I take this and get a shave and I don't like the edge, I'll probably take it back to I have a Nagara progression. I'll maybe take it back to Majiro and try that. This had a Cutthroat edge on it before. LPB Cutthroat. And I use mineral oil on that. And I tell you what, the edge on that was nice. Sharp, skin friendly. There we go. So just go and read the stone. Add more water. And just kind of go from there. I mean, I love this hobby, straight razor shaving. It's a lost art form that sadly is not really, I mean, I guess you could say it's kind of coming back, but I bet you there's probably not even 1% of the population's even straight razor shaving. But I just last year said, you know what, I'm gonna get a straight razor. And I'm gonna learn it. And it was discouraging at first. Obviously, I mean, it's difficult. You kind of have to learn technique. But once you kind of get the shaves underneath your belt and all, and you learn what's right for your skin and yourself, it's fun. It's dangerous, obviously, but if you respect the blade, I tell you the truth, I would probably get a worse shave with a cartridge razor. Probably get cuts from that more than I would with a cutthroat razor. So if you get into the hobby, don't let it discourage you if you get bad shaves and all. And even if you're learning honing, don't get discouraged if your edges aren't good. Keep going. I don't hone for anybody but myself. I only shave my edges. So if I have a bad edge, guess what? Nobody knows about it but me. I just take it back to the stones and I get it. I mean, I may take sometimes 2 times. Some razors you get it, boom, right away. But don't ever give up. So I'm kind of coming to an end here because I have a very misty slurry, and it's really not sticking to the stone much. This is the first time I've taken this razor to this Ozuku. There we go. Just a tad stiction. I'm not using any pressure. I'm using just the weight of the razor, which is very just light. Letting it glide along the stone. Listen for feedback. I don't one hand hone. I just use 2 hands to hone. I've always done this for over a year. This is the way I do it. I can feel the entire edge in contact with the stone. There we go. Keep going. Just do a little bit more dilution here, and I think I need to tighten these scales. I have an anvil coming. I have to get a ball peen hammer, and I'm going to tighten this thing down because the scales are just a little loose. There we go. It's a very relaxing thing to do, honing razors. I mean, it's just you and the stone working a slurry and just pretty much focusing. I mean, it's all you're thinking about at the time is the edge. I really do enjoy it. I'm on the bench probably a few times a week. I have about 15 straight razors. I'm not done buying. I love this hobby too much. So this is pretty much the end of it. So what's gonna happen after this, I'm not gonna show this on video. I'm gonna go out there, right outside my bathroom here, and I'm gonna strop. And I'm gonna do 20 laps on fire hose. I have a root tail, which there's like a rough side and then there's a smooth side. I'll do about 10 to 20 on the rough side. And then I'll go and do about maybe 30 to 40 on the smooth side. And that should pretty much get the edge ready to go. I mean, the strop, it just aligns the edge. This sharpens, the strop aligns. So I think that should be good for this razor here, you guys. I'm gonna go do that right here, and I appreciate you watching this series. There's gonna be more coming. I had that little tripod thing come from eBay, so I'll have that to be able to kind of maneuver stuff and give you a better view. But appreciate you watching here, and see you next time. Take care.